UC Davis Health brings you opening night in California's capital. The Sacramento Republic begin their 7th season in the USL Championship against a refreshed FC Tulsa side. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Rob McAllister. He's Kevin Goldthwait. FC Tulsa, a revamped roster, Kevin, after finishing 16th in the West a season ago. The Oklahoma side brought in Lebo Malota to shore up the midfield and added pace up top with Ariel Martinez and Dario Suarez. For Sacramento, Republic bring back 14 players, but head man Mark Briggs has them playing a different style of play here, Kevin.
4-3-3 is what Mark Briggs has them playing here this season. He got a very talented, energetic midfield pairing with Andrew Wheeler-Amanu and Drew Skundrich, who, by the way, Rob, in my opinion, you're not going to see a pairing that covers as much ground as these two in the entire USL. Additionally, we have Hayden Sargis and Mario Penegos, both 17 years old, Academy alumni, starting opening night. Really, really big deal in my opinion, and great to see Mark Briggs going to those young players to come in here tonight and give an opportunity at opening night. Big changes for Mark Briggs from last year. I like all of them. Really excited to see what we got coming up here tonight.
FC Tulsa, Sacramento Republic, opening week in the USL Championship. The quest for the title begins tonight.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you, Donald Evers, and Sacramento's own Shane Q.
Opening night in Northern California, FC Tulsa, Sacramento Republic. Consolidated Communications matchup. Keep an eye on this guy. Red hot preseason. Billion Bijev, 2 goals versus Real Monarchs on February 29th. He's beginning his 4th season in Sacramento. What does a guy like Billion bring to an evening like this? He has experience, we know that. What can he do on the pitch?
Yeah, he's dynamic going forward, really shifty, great at going 1v1, and the guy that you want on the ball making the decisions in that final third. Really big season for Bijev in terms of his career, I think. Needs to come out and score about a dozen goals for Sacramento. Would be a great season for him.
Would be a great bounce back year. How about the other side for FC Tulsa? Dario Suarez, 23 goals in 2 seasons with Miami in 34 appearances. Kevin, Super Dario, as they call him, is a goal-scoring machine. How does Sacramento slow him down?
Yeah, the 27-year-old Cuban, 23 goals in the last 2 seasons. Different team, different formation, different city. There's a lot of things that are unanswered or yet to be answered for Super Dario. Need to get, again, I always say, you got to get a body on these guys earlier, the goal scorers. Put your hip on him, put your shoulder on him, make him know that he's in for a fight.
Starting 11, we begin with the Republic in a 4-3-3. You mentioned it in the first block. 2 17-year-olds, Mario Penegos, Hayden Sargis, and Mark Briggs saying to us earlier, if you're good enough to play, you're old enough to play.
Yeah, no ageism in this lineup, Rob. You're old, you're good enough, you're definitely old enough. Keep an eye on these two guys. They're really, really fun to watch. You got the big, Hayden Sargis, the big center back that'll lumber and break people, get through people. And then there's the shifty Mario Penagos up top, partnering up with Cam Iwasa tonight. What's going to be important for me is how Cam Iwasa and Mario Penagos can connect tonight.
For FC Tulsa, a couple of changes from a year ago, looking to build on a 16th place finish a season ago. And Ariel Martinez, Dario Suarez, we mentioned earlier. But as it goes, this team, it'll be the midfielders. Rodrigo de Costa and Lebo Moloto. Those two are the engines to this train.
Yeah, Lebo Moloto and de Costa, those two guys are where every play going forward that's successful will go through those guys. Again, it's going to be on Andrew Wheeler-Amino as well as Drew Skundrich. Get their heads down immediately. Do not give them time to dwell on the ball and pick out passes. Go put pressure on those guys as soon as they get the ball.
Head coach Mark Briggs, his first season with the Sacramento Republic, the 38-year-old who made 12 appearances in the EPL for West Brom Albion. He's shown some promise here in the preseason, but that doesn't matter, Kevin. It's for real now. USL Coach of the Year in 2017. Sacramento's hoping he can bring some of that magic here in 2020. Yeah. On the other side, let's take a look at Michael Encian, 11, 27, and 15 overall for FC Tulsa, a guy who played some time with the Timbers and Galaxy in the reserve side. He's got his task waiting for him for this year. He's hopefully want to improve on an 8, 16, and 10 record.
I tell you, he's got a wonderful resume. He's got all the badges, all the paperwork necessary to be a coach, but here you go. Second season as FC Tulsa's head coach. Not a great season, obviously, last year for him. Can he turn it around? They did revamp this lineup. I think they made a lot of really good moves with the Molotos that we talked about earlier. A really, really big season for his career, and let's see if Tulsa can right the ship, so to speak, in 2020.
Flags are waving. The energy is electric here in Sacramento. It is FC Tulsa in white and gold lettering. They're heading to the south end of the field. It's the Republic in the old glory red, and they'll head to the north end of the field toward the Tower Bridge Battalion. The whistle blows, and here we go from the capital of California. Rob McAllister, Kevin Goldthwait with you. Both teams starting anew here in 2020, and a couple of changes for this FC Tulsa side. It'll be interesting what kind of team we will see here early on. Already aggressive, Martinez battling in the midfield. And as FC Tulsa goes backward, really, Kevin, it's a different club from what a team that's been dominated by Sacramento throughout the years. 8-0-1 against Tulsa in league play, but they cannot take them lightly as Cameron Iwasa moving forward early in the break. Billy Bijev to the right tries to sneak it down low, and it's sent out of play for the first throw.
Really nice break right there by Sacramento. Great job, Iwasa picks up that errant pass and finds the streaking. So fouls right there, given, conceded in a dangerous spot. But a good job by Bijev, and I like that look to try to whip that ball in early because there's a great run being made by Cam Iwasa.
Mario Penagos into the starting 11. Elk Grove native, a very dynamic attacking player. You're going to grow to love what this kid can do. Draws the foul there. But you did like that break already. Cameron on his front studs. We got to see a big night from him, especially with Darius Formilla likely out tonight. He's been dealing with some hamstring issues, which means that Penagos was put in the number 10. Cameron moving up to the number 9. Billy Bijev, the Fresno native, 1 goal, 3 assists. His 1 goal coming against Tulsa a season ago. This ball's whipped in pretty hard. Deckel Cranen crashing, quick touches, hits for Republic, and it almost sneaks near post. Matt Mahoney, what a beauty of a look, and a good save from Sean Lewis, and it's a corner kick for Sacramento.
Yeah, smart play, in my opinion, right there by the young Hayden Sargis, a 17-year-old. Went in this second ball, and elects to just use his inside of the foot, put it back in the mixer. Don't need to swing hard here, make good contact. Great decision by the youngster Sargis, and really, Johnny on the spot there. Matt Mahoney, and a wonderful save by Sean Lewis, actually getting down to his right. Another opportunity here for Sacramento.
Billy Bijev whips it in, cleared away for FC Tulsa. Baharona makes a mistake looking for a handball. But Boyache going to play this up forward, and Wheeler Amanu has to come out and make a stab at it. And now another ball played forward through the seam. Billy Bijev just outside the 18. Looking for a little bit of time. Here's a cleanup for Penagos! And Sam Warner, and another save by Sean Lewis. 2 big big-time saves coming from the 27-year-old from Rockford, Michigan.
I tell you what, Sean Lewis, welcome to Sacramento and welcome to 2020, man. You've been busy here in the first 3 minutes. But a great break again by Sacramento. Well done on that left side by Villian Bijev. Does a good job, deflected shot. And again, you got the bodies going forward. Mario Panagos finds himself in a very good position and loves seeing him strike that ball, keeps it on target. And here we go, back at it again, Rob.
Second corner of the night for Sacramento, lifted high. Warner trying to get to it. And it may be Cameron Iwasa to track it down here near the touchline. Wheeler Amanu. Likely your defensive mid if you're going to place the two, and you'll see a box-to-box style of play for Drew Skundrich. But we mentioned them in the first part of this game here, Kevin. What do they allow those front four to do for Sacramento?
Yeah, those two guys we talked about, great job by Bijev.
Great hustle from Villian Bijev to keep the possession alive. And a foul will come, but for number 28 and number 12 for Sacramento, why are they so valuable for Mark Briggs?
Yeah, those two guys, they free up everybody else. I mean, they absolutely cover so much ground. Let's take a look at this replay real quick, a double save. Bijev does a good job, not really too sure, but look at Panagos. Great strike with the weaker left foot. Great save, and another great save there, but good job by Sacramento. You get a lot of bodies going forward, picking up second balls, finding themselves in the right spot. And I love both of those, Rob. Finding target, short swings, nothing big. Eyes aren't getting too wide.
Bijev looking sharp in this preseason. Had a fantastic evening a week ago here against the Real Monarchs as Panagos draws the foul. We go back to Wheeler Amanu and Drew Skundrich. The amount of ground they cover, why is that so important for Mark Briggs?
So what it allows your guys, your front four, the four guys in front of him, Bijev, you got your Panagos, Iwasa, as well as Sam Warner. It allows them to be a little bit more free going forward and not necessarily worry about tracking back and defending every single play. Maybe it gives them the ability to take 10 extra yards where they can go pick up a second ball. And also it allows your outside backs to get up and down because you know you have two of these guys that cover as much ground as they do. And if things do come back and a counterattack is sprung on you, you got these guys that can hopefully be hard-nosed and go and clean that up and stop the play, allow you to get back and get your shoulders right. So very vital to free up the rest of the guys around you that Wheeler and Amanu, as well as Skundrich, allow the rest of the Republic players to do.
Boache makes a step, but it's Barona pokes it out, and it'll be a throw here coming for Solomon Kwambe, the 26-year-old Nigerian. Martinez was there, but it's a easy pickup for Villian Bijev, who sends it down the pitch. Well, the one thing we saw from this team, and you can say a successful preseason for Sacramento, and you pick up victories against San Jose Earthquakes. You had a nice result against Oakland Roots. You beat a Real Monarchs side that had 7 of 11 MLS guys in the starting 11. But really what we saw was a different press. And what Mark Briggs is trying to do is refine that now. As he said, he thought they pressed well overall, but didn't pick their spots as often as he'd probably like. What does that mean?
Well, it's the exuberance of these guys coming into preseason. You're still, you know, about 8 weeks in. And you got your tactics that you want to do, and what Briggs and his new staff wants to do, and you want to show your coach that you're going to be able to go out there and perform and do what you're told. But you can't go and press for 90 minutes. You can't press 100% of the time. So what Mark wants to see from last week compared to this week is a more controlled press, meaning that when you're going to go, you're going to pick your moments, and you got to go in groups. You can't go by yourself, and you all can't go all the time. So communicate better when you do press, and when you do press, make sure you have 2 or 3 guys that are going with you. Make it really difficult. And specifically where I think Mark wants to see these guys press is when they're in the final third and you turn the ball over. Immediately, how quickly can you get that ball back? Because if you're able to get the ball back off a turnover, typically the back four of the opposition spread out at that point looking to support offensively to go forward. So it opens up so much more gaps and so many more seams that you see a lot of success and goals scored off those turnovers in that final third. And since FC Barcelona was very successful in the mid and early 2000s there, everyone's tried to emulate it. It's easy to say, harder to do. We'll see how Sacramento can perfect this throughout the 2020 campaign. We saw the success Mark had as a head coach of the Real Monarchs, leading that team with a big turnaround in 2017 to earn Coach of the Year. And a big reason he was brought in here was his attitude and his ability to get the best out of his players. Sacramento looking good here early on, but just as I say that, a turnover, and back come the other way. Here's Dario Suarez, lending it off to Marlin Santos.
Just 9 appearances in Tulsa, but he may be a key figure with that in Santos here in 2020 for Anissa. Good defending here. Wheeler, Amanu coming to help as Warner. Will track backwards. What's FC Tulsa looking to do here, Kevin?
I think it's going to get their legs under them here in the first 10 minutes coming into the season, coming into Papa Murphy's Park, which isn't the easiest place to play.
Looks like they're trying to, but Ariel Martinez is going to come back for the ball quite a bit, leave the other 3 up top.
Yeah, we've noticed too is they kind of have like a 5 and a 5 sort of system where it's not. I mean, technically you're more like a 4-2-2 sort of system, 4-4-2. But what they do is you have your back 4 plus 1, and it seems to be like that's the block that's defending, and then you have your attacking midfielder and then the 4 up top, and there's a big gap between those lines. So it's got 5 and 5, where I think there's a lot of opportunities for Sacramento to easily break those lines with one pass and quickly break 2 or 3 groups.
Little square ball. This one goes forward. Adam Grinwis able to pick it up. So let's take a look at Adam Grinwis here, as he was the #1 target in the offseason for this Republic side, was to get a keeper that they felt could really pull out and make some really athletic stops. And overall, his campaign was with Orlando City the last couple of years in MLS. Didn't get a lot of time. 5 appearances, 14 saved, but did play some in the U.S. Open Cup. What do you like about Adam Grinwis?
Shot stopping, and also, he's 27 years old, so he's been around. He's got experience. You'll see too what I really like about Grinwis is distribution. Ball at his feet. I think he strikes a really good ball, predominantly right-footed. Communication, and he's just a gamer. He's a very athletic goalie, in my opinion, that's able to get out on crosses. Comes off his line quickly, and he's smart about when to come off his line. I mean, there's a lot of attributes that he has that I think that Sacramento are going to be thankful that he's between the posts for them this year. We talked about it for many years. You need a goalkeeper that's going to make a big save or 2 per game to keep you in the game and allows you to pick up points. And as you know, towards the end of the season, the difference between 2 or 3 points could be 2 or 3 saves from your goalkeeper. That could be a 4 seed or 7 seed.
We saw this season ago, and Josh Cohen leaving for Israel, and there was Rafa Dia was in there, Bobby Shuttleworth was in there, Wheeler Amanu cutting this one off, picking up by Bijev. He'll turn forward into the middle part of the field. Barona, decent idea, but easily cut off.
Go.
It's interesting, the mode now for Sacramento is always to look forward first. Mark Briggs said his first couple weeks of training, he had to stop it constantly because guys were thinking about going sideways or backwards. Skundrich, the 3-time College Cup champion with Stanford. Panagos tried to squeak it through. Bombay.
It's good pressure here.
A bit quiet, Rodrigo De Costa so far, the 25-year-old from Rio de Janeiro. Key player, all-league 2nd team selection, 13 assists, but he's not had many touches early on for FC Tulsa. That will be a problem for Michael Messian. Trying to break lines. Republic, as things settle down here.
Great first touch by Wheeler Amanu.
Wheeler Amanu. Bijev will let it through to Barona. The left back coming all the way up the left flank, keeps this one down on the ground. 2 in the box.
It's a counterattack cross. Look at where they are right now. There you go.
There's a mistake. And it looks like Iwasa will have to recycle his run. He's going to have to let that one go. And that might be conceding a corner. And Sacramento will take that as that play broke up a little bit. And
you know what I like about that? Yeah, Cam Iwasa, the timing with Barona isn't really on, and he recycles his run. But the reason why that ball goes out for a corner kick is Bradley Bourgeois can't deal with it because you have Sam Warner on that right side putting pressure on Bradley Bourgeois. And having all those bodies in the box, all of a sudden, you are having a lot of issues to deal with from other parts of the pitch that you typically wouldn't see. And look at where we are because of it. We got a corner kick, set piece opportunity.
Ball whipped in, Deckel Kanan. Back to Iwasa, puts it right back in the mix. And now a counter coming from FC Tulsa. Charging up the field, here comes Boache. Boache leaving it to the left side, Skundrich. Now Mahoney coming for support. Adam Grenwitz down to the ground, an easy save for Sacramento, but really the biggest threat from FC Tulsa. Kevin, how'd that happen?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that counterattack right there, well done. You have both your two center backs, the guys that cover the most ground, Andrew Wheeler-Aminu as well as Drew Skundrich. I think as you got Oyake coming down the pitch, I think Wheeler-Aminu needs to press a little bit earlier to get that head down and make the striker make a decision. But still, good job by the rest of the reinforcements coming back and assisting Wheeler-Aminu as well as Skundrich and slowing things down. But again, I like to see him maybe engage with them a little bit higher on the pitch to slow him down, or at least make the opposition make a decision one way or another.
So with Jordan McCrary dealing with a little bit of a hip issue, Matt Mahoney moved out to the right back position. Declan Kanan given the start. Mahoney and Sargis have been the pairing for most of the preseason as Wheeler-Aminu goes down. Panagos can't keep it in front, and now another counter is DaCosta plays it to his left. DaCosta, a little overlapping run into the 18-inch sails as Declan Kanan will need to send it back to Grenwitz.
Well done by Deckel.
Talking to Todd Donovan, the general manager for this Republic side, about bringing back Declan Kanan now at 34 years of age, and he said he was the #1 guy when we talked to players kind of in their exit interviews, that he said they was the key part to keeping this team together. He said his value is much as important off the field as it's on it, as a hard challenge coming from Barron and a whistle a little bit late from our referee, Helio Araguen.
Definitely a little physical challenge, absolutely. I don't know if he's coming from behind a little bit, probably catches some body, I think balls in there as well. I'd like to see Barron maybe be a little bit more patient right there. That's a great tackle right earlier from Wheeler-Aminu.
Well, with that down, let's take a quick look at our UC Davis Health Injury Report. Add UC Davis Health for the latest news, tips, and more. Find them on Twitter and Instagram at UC Davis Health. And Shannon Gomez out. And Eric Bird, the former Rio Grande Valley standout, also spent some time with the Houston Dynamo. But we may see Shannon Gomez likely back in end of April or May, dealing with that right meniscus issue.
Got some big bodies. Tulsa does.
Lebo Maloto on the free kick.
Dangerous on set pieces, they are.
Ball served in well from Maloto. Headed high, still in the play for FC Tulsa. On top of the net it goes. But a good opportunity coming for FC Tulsa. Maybe the second best look we've had from the visitors so far tonight.
Yeah, we had a conversation with Mark Briggs earlier this week, and he asked, what are the things you kind of worried about when you think of FC Tulsa? One of the first things he mentioned was set pieces. They got a lot of, big bodies, good service, good ability to serve good balls in the box. And the first thing we asked him, well, how do you stop that? He's like, well, don't give away silly fouls outside the box.
Simple enough.
Simple enough. But I think that's one thing, as you're game planning, and you have your pregame meetings, your pregame lunch or whatever you're doing, that's something that's definitely brought up by the coaching staff where, it's where patience comes into play. You got to be a patient defender. And don't dive in and take chances. You got to eliminate the threat altogether. Don't even allow them to have an opportunity to have set piece.
17th minute, the game has settled down a little bit, and probably not for the benefit of Sacramento, but as we spoke earlier, they're going to try to pick their chances. Well, join us here at Papa Murphy's Park on March 25th for White Claw Wednesday. Kickoff set for 7:30. Public takes on Reno 1868. For more information, you always get tickets. This ball served in. Here's Martinez with a follow-up. Another chance for FC Tulsa. And they look to turn the corner. Drew Skundrich the mark. Plays it out wide again. Ball served in hard. Here's a crashing FC Tulsa side. Cleared away was Marlin Santos on that first look. But Maloto able to keep it, and this one softly sent into Adam Grenwitz. FC's Tulsa starting to feel a little bit comfortable here, Kevin. And now a mistake by Sacramento, and they're likely to earn a throw.
Every moment there in that service in the box. Looks like Juan Barajona's trying to clear the ball with his foot. Maybe you'd like to see him maybe put a head on it, simplify things, to allow the ball kind of hung up in the air, allowed for an attacking player. Martinez sneaking in the back post, or maybe Marlin Santos probably on the backside.
Sacramento 4-1-1 in home openers.
Sargis, the goal's that way!
Sargis will break a line, and they finally able to get to Villian Bijev, who's been a bit quiet the last 10 minutes after a thunderous start. This one's sent deep and long, looking for a run. Iwasa was there. Warner can't keep it in play. And we will likely have a goal kick coming.
Well done by Sam Warner to keep it in there for a throw-in.
And it's a throw-in. You're right at the corner, just north of the flag. Or south in this position. So they've pinned him here, Kevin. We can get a turnover after it.
We'll lock him in, make it difficult for him to come out.
Played well by Skundrich, looking for Villian Bijev, held off. Going to keep it alive, toes it well, driven hard into Iwasa. Not much of an opportunity for Sacramento. So now they got to be wary of this counterattack that FC Tulsa has had a couple of nice chances for them. Oache. Lay it off now. Here's Maloto. 31 appearances with Nashville in 2019. 5 goals, 10 assists. One of their biggest signings in the offseason for a team looking to improve on a 16th place finish a season ago. They had a pretty good preseason. They went 3-1-2. The only loss coming against the Sporting KC 2 side in a 2-1 defeat, formerly known as Swope Park Rangers. Ball played forward by DaCosta, nobody making a run. And so a wasted opportunity here for FC Tulsa. See Hayden Sargis, Mario Panagos, both 17 years of age. They've spent the last couple of years in the academy, both making over 100 appearances for Sacramento. And we talked about, you know, age not being the factor, but as players, what do you like about him? Let's start with Hayden Sargis.
I mean, 17-year-old, it looks like he's 25. I mean, he's an absolute monster of a center back there, not afraid to get stuck in, which you typically see with these younger center backs, where they might not have the confidence in their strength or their body yet to go get stuck in with a, you know, a 27-year-old, 6'1", 210-pound striker. But I tell you what, Hayden Sargis has no fear and is able to go get stuck in. It's great in the air as well. He's got a very, very good job at timing aerial balls. And then what I want to see him do a little bit better, which I think is going to come with age, is probably the most tricky thing in my opinion, is his distribution, his entry passes into the strikers, into the Kamawasas, and make the right decision with the right weight of pass. Not that he's saying that's a part of his game that's lacking. I think it needs to get a little bit better. So I mean, 17-year-old, exactly.
He's not going to be polished at this point.
It's incredible. Yeah. Think like when I was 17, I probably was 120 pounds, was 5'7".
And you're still at Christian Brothers.
Yeah, still at Christian Brothers. But yeah, I mean, Hayden Sargis, an absolute.
But back then you knew it all. You knew whatever you know, as your parents always say. You think you know it all as a teenager, but great attitude with this kid too. He's fiery. He's not afraid to, you know, bark orders and directions, and, you know, in a nice way at times. I mean, but he's not afraid. He's not stepping back. And same with, how about, you know, Mario Panagos? This is a guy who's aggressive. Same thing. He doesn't act like he's 17 years old. Acts more like he's 22, 23.
Well, yeah, with Panagos, he's got the confidence to be able to take the ball, control the ball, and go at people, and make dynamic moves going forward. Typically, and sometimes you see younger players come in, they're kind of afraid to really kind of take the game over and make that final, you know, that through pass into somebody or have that shot on target. But with Mario, so far, I mean, you see him, he's willing to take those chances. He feels free to do so and has the confidence to do so, which I think you don't typically see in younger players. So, I mean, these two guys are wise beyond their years in soccer IQ and have the athleticism and ability to back it up.
Skundrich goes down, Warner. Bonarona. Cycle it back to Wheeler Amanu. Matt Mahoney, a little underlapping run. Villian Bijev looking to squirt it through.
Mahoney slowed down. He stopped his run a little bit.
He's still fighting it, and there's exactly the attitude that you talked about. Is it you can have a turnover, but Mark Briggs wants to see you continue to fight, and that's going to be a foul, and that could be a yellow, and it came out quickly for Drew Skundrich, the first on the evening. tried to slow up the counter. He saw that was trouble.
Yeah, I think that's a unlucky result from a decent decision. I don't even think Skundrich is trying to foul here. I think he still feels like he's got enough in his tank to get back and be the right side of Moloto. But there is some contact. Again, not the worst foul. Slows down that counterattack, but ideally don't like to see your holding midfielder get pick up a booking in the 23rd minute.
Sacramento starting off hot. 3 good looks against Sean Lewis, who came up with 3 big saves. 2 of them coming back-to-back strikes. So we remain scoreless here in Sacramento on opening weekend in the 11th season of the USL. For Sacramento, it's season number 7. A hard challenge for Moloto and a quick booking coming from Ihilio Araguin, the referee. And each side now with a yellow, and not only each side with a yellow, but 2 key players here in Skundrich and Moloto.
Just going a little too aggressive, a bit clumsy.
Barona will be slow to get up. So a year ago, Sacramento, let's get one more look at this as the challenge comes in. That's just a lazy play there. So Sacramento finishing 14, 14, and 6, 48 points. And you talked about that, Kevin, just 6 draws. We talked about a goalkeeper in Adam Grin was able to get you a point or preserve what may be a lead to get another win. And instead of 7th, you're likely maybe talking 5th. Of course, they did get the play-in round and winning the first 2, beating New Mexico and then Reno and then falling to El Paso. But toward the end of the season, really we saw the best of that team. We saw Thomas and Bolton came on. There was a different look and feel. A lot of the same players that come back, no more Eni Bolton, but still that energy seems to be very high here in 2020.
Yeah, I feel
And a mistake by Bajarona Ariel Martinez nearly makes him pay.
I'm pretty optimistic and bullish on this team. Mahoney just throwing on the ball. And I like what I see. I honestly think Mark Briggs has been a really good addition to this team. Been communicating really nicely with the squad, and I think a lot of guys from who we've talked to, Rob, are all really enjoy playing for him.
Little header, good idea from Iwasa to spring Warner forward. But right, a lot of guys just want to know where they stand, and they feel that he has a very clear direction. And so now it's up to them to execute it. And a shove by Villian Bijev, and the whistle coming late and a foul, but it's getting chippy here in Sacramento between FC Tulsa.
It looks like Bradley Bourgeois, he's going down pretty soft right there. Still, there's some contact.
Tower Bridge Battalion, not a fan of that call from Araguin. Oh, he sold that one. Either way, and Villian Bijev give it a strike and heads into the face. FC Tulsa's Bourgeois. Kevin Garcia just added onto this team, number 15. Play with the Houston Dynamo and RGV last couple of seasons, solidifying their back line. It really was their weak spot coming in to this season. The back line a little bit suspect at times, but this is a team that is much different.
Great pressure again.
Than what we saw.
3 guys around that ball quickly, almost were able to nick it away.
Dangerous ball back to Lewis.
Look at
from
this,
Moloto.
Another wave.
Here comes the pressure.
Yeah, really good pressure.
Moloto able to dribble out of it and turning and a foul, but it's okay. And he might get a booking, and Hayden Sargis is now hit with a yellow. So
I tell you what, that really good pressure by Sacramento. I think maybe just a little bit unorganized, the tail end of that little press. And really good job, honestly, by Tulsa to be able to break that pressure and come out and get to the point. You'd like to see Sargis maybe be a little bit more patient right there. I think he's a bit unlucky to draw the yellow card. Get another look at this. Good ball in. Sargis, maybe just stand him up a little bit, be a little stronger on him. Dario Suarez does a great job. Good first touch turn. But honestly, really good pressure by Sacramento, matched by even better combination play by Tulsa to break that line, break that press.
An easy turnover. Wheeler Amanu being held by Martinez. The crowd looking for a call. Even Mark Briggs pleading with the side officials. Well, join us for the first watch party of the season, Saturday, March 14th at New Glory Craft Brewing in Granite Bay. We'll be revealing the winning can design for the co-branded Uber Dank beer. Catch the boys in Old Glory Red. They take on Las Vegas Lights at 7:30. Barahona all the time in the world. He's going to give it a go from distance. And it sails out of play toward the Tower Bridge Battalion.
It's been ambitious.
We saw Roro do it, 2015. So Sean Lewis, 16 appearances and 8 wins in 2019. Really became the guy they leaned on later in the season. 2 shutouts, but before that, only 13 USL appearances. So he's still getting to learn the position as well, and has been a backup for primarily most of his career. But getting an opportunity in 2020 to lead this FC Tulsa side as his battles back around. All the way back is Bijev. Mahoney will look to clear. Panagos is there, being held behind the DaCosta. And DaCosta able to cause a little bit of fit. Wheeler Amadu, a handball over Mulatto, not called. It's Moloto and company now. Boyache swarming. Sacramento's defense has been relentless here in this first 30 minutes, and Sam Warner goes down. And Kwambe and the Republic bench looking for yellow, and now Cameron Iwasa having a further discussion with Ilio Araguin.
Yeah, not sure why that's not a booking. If Sargis was.
Especially, it's a hard step, wide
just
open
late.
field.
It's just late, lazy tackle that, almost in a counterattack sort of position Sacramento was. It could be an argument there for, the professional foul, slow things down.
So Saraguin going to call this back. Throw for Republic. As Sacramento here in the home opener. Alongside Kevin Goldthwait, Rob McAllister with you. 30 minutes has gone by. This USL Championship matchup. Republic going 2-0 against this side. And looks like Marlin Santos with a late kick, and Barahona goes down again. You see Araguin say, "I have my eyes on you." Santos comes to check on Barahona. Set piece here for Sacramento. Wheeler Amanu. Square ball to Skundrich. Mahoney looking for Bijev. This one's broken up and out of play. Wheeler Amanu. Step coming from the midfield. Now the attack from DaCosta. The 25-year-old leaping. Broken up by Sargis. Look at that athletic play, and going to be a late foul called against Juan Barahona. But we saw the athleticism there from Hayden Sargis as the advantage was played for a moment. But it's gotten a bit physical here at Papa Murphy's Park. There's a tackle. I don't know if he touched him. But look at this play from Sargis.
Yeah, great
down
job.
to the ground, gets back up, makes the header.
Yeah, get a look. Again, we talked about it a minute ago. Get a look at his athleticism right there and his fearlessness to go and try to win the ball. Don't know if that's a foul initially on Barahona. Definitely goes down. I don't know if there's any contact. Sometimes I feel like the referee likes to feel like he's special in those situations. And look, I know what advantages, guys. Obviously. It's not my favorite people in the world, as we all know.
Not invited to Kevin Goldthwait.
We got a caution
Memorial
down.
Day party.
Barahona picks up a yellow here.
Barahona, that is the 4th yellow card handed out, and that's the 3rd for the Republic.
Yeah, how is that
And
a
not
foul?
And
Yeah,
not for
just
Kwambe.
consistency is what we're looking for here.
You see when they're most effective, drawing the foul there, but here's Elio Harbin talking to both sides now. You know, when they're really front five is getting some space and they're able to get out and run, you know, they're athletic, and that's going to be the most dangerous time for FC Tulsa to likely get a goal. For Sacramento, they've got to be able to combat that somehow. So in a team that's has some pretty good pace and moving forward, Kevin, what's the best way to try to slow them down?
Well, I think what we're seeing here from Tulsa, where they've had success, is the counterattack. Sacramento's been trying to get out in that, you know, into their final third, and they've done a decent enough job at it. But that turnover happens, and the best way to do that is, again, we talked about our midfield pairings, Andrew Wheeler, Amanu, as well as Drew Skundrich. And I also, unfortunately, think you're going to need a Panagos or an Awasa to slow that down immediately. So as soon as that ball's turned over, you need to have the support behind the ball, a player or two within striking distance to be able to go step immediately and either, you know, challenge for a 50-50 ball, or get that player, a Tulsa player, to slow down, get his head down, and or turn around. If you can do that, the difference of a half a second to a second is a big deal. And if you can slow it down that much, I think it prevents the counterattack from fully developing.
Set piece field, and Martinez lofting this one, and Adam Grenwis flying out of the 6 to punch it away.
Athleticism by the goalkeeper.
FC Tulsa, only one playoff match in 5 USL Championship seasons. They lost to San Antonio. Best finish, 7th place, is did in 2017 and 2015, but the playoffs were expanded only to 6 the first time they qualified, so just missing. Haven't had a lot of success, but again, we've talked about this refresh side here, new ownership, new logo, and a fairly new squad here. And they've got a tough test on the road against Sacramento here in the capital of California, one of the most successful USL Championship sides. 6 playoff appearances, the 2014 champions. Barona cleaning it up. And a double team coming. He's going to have to get out of this. Now there's 3, and he is able to earn the throw. Well done by Barona. Here's Cam. Been a bit quiet, and drawing the foul, and that will go against Garcia.
Yeah, not a good foul by Garcia there.
So dynamic that first 5 minutes from Sacramento side, Kevin. And FC Tulsa's slopping the game up a bit here. See if Sacramento can take this free kick here. Who do you like here, Bajev or Barona?
I want to see the in-swinger. I want to see Villian bounce this right on the 6-yard box.
It'll be Bajev, curling ball.
Got to clear the first man, Rob.
Wheeler Amanu breaking lines, back heel from Warner. Barona has space, he's got guys running the box. Cameron Owasso, near post run. And broken up by FC Tulsa.
Again, that first man.
William Bajev nicely played to Barona. Barona quickly back in, leaving it for Mahoney. Mahoney thought there was relief coming on the other side, and here comes Santos. Plenty of red in that 18 box though, Kevin. We know we like to see more of that, and we've seen the results when you can get guys in the box. Saw it again. What ball. When Carlton Belmar was there in the first minute of the second half against Real Monarchs Salt Lake City in that final preseason tune-up. Bajev looking nice, dribbling all the way through a bunch of white jerseys, gets it ball back, tries a back heel looking for Skundrich. And it's played back to Lewis, who doesn't strike it cleanly, but able to keep it in play. Good hustle coming from Dario Suarez.
Panagos, look at the press again. That ball's out of bounds because of the pressure. That's Sacramento ball. It's well done by Panagos.
Bajev has looked sharp here. What a preseason it was, and he has been electric.
Yeah, we talked about shifty. Take a look at this shiftiness right here. Well done by Bajev. That's where he excels in those situations, those tight spaces.
Kanan looking for some runs. This ball's let through. Warner looking for some help. He'll send a near post cross. Here's Kamawasa, and just over the bar.
It's got to be in the back of the net, Rob. It's a wonderful job by Sam Warner on that right side. You got him inverted right now. You got Sam Warner, the left-footed player, playing on the right side. He comes in on his left foot. Wonderful ball in the box. Great runs. Kamawasa, yes, it's difficult. It takes it off the hop. Bouncing on its way up. It's very easy to lift that ball over the crossbar, but still, really good opportunity. You're 6 yards out. Got to find a way to keep that on target.
Sacramento with 4 good looks in this first half, unable to convert. 3 good saves coming from Sean Lewis, and that one over the bar by Cameron Iwasa. It remains scoreless.
That's an foul.
Dario Suarez recklessly coming into Sargis, and finally he may get a talking to. Not sure if he'll see yellow.
Just not even looking at the ball, just jumping wherever Sargis is jumping.
And now a bit of pressure coming from FC Tulsa. We have not seen much of this. Testing, and look at that, able to break the line, but a bit too heavy for Bija. Leaves it for DaCosta. Garcia playing it left to Bourgeois. Bourgeois, the left back here this evening, was with Nashville the last 2 seasons when Nashville was in the top 2 in the league in terms of defense. Number 1 in 19, number 2 in 18. Trying to shore up that line. That left side looking pretty good. 25-year-old Bourgeois and the 29-year-old Kevin Garcia. Ball played to the right. Kwambe finding Boache. Kwambe to throw. Spent most of his career in Africa. Played for the Nigerian men's national team. 18 appearances. Quickly through. Beloto looking for some help. Will find relief back to Garcia. And this ball's popped up to the left side of the pitch. Sam Warner the mark. Here's the triangle. Little back heel coming, looking for a cross. And Declan Kanan will send it out of play. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality as that ball came back in play, and drawing the foul, I should say. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues around the world. For the latest, go to selectsportamerica.com. A curling ball from Declan Kanan from here. Looked like that was a couple rows in. But nicely done by Cam to draw the foul, Kevin. And now with about 5 minutes left in this first half, what do you want to see from the Sacramento Republic?
You see some energy here. You got to finish this this first half, finish it strong. I'd love to see him try to believe they're going to get a chance. And then obviously, it's how you finish these halves that really kind of determine.
Sargis.
Great ball.
A bouncing ball to Baharona, looking for a run. It's Iwasa the first. Here's a follow-up by Skundrich. With his left foot, he'll give it a run! Drew Skundrich! It's 1-0 Sacramento as the Republic are able to strike in the 42nd minute. The first run from Iwasa, the follow-up, the cool, calm, collected 23-year-old from Pennsylvania makes them pay, and it's 1-0.
I tell you what a great build-up by Sacramento. Hayden Sargis, wonderful ball into Juan Barahona. Barahona, the patience, the composure to pull the ball back right into the path of Drew Skundrich. And I tell you what, Drew Skundrich, is he a striker nowadays? I mean, this is absolutely great play. The patience, the cheekiness, the pullback, no panic right there, and a great strike with 3 or 4 defenders right around, finds some wickets. Hits the ball low, keeps it on target. No chance that Sean Lewis is getting, but that pullback right there is magical, and a wonderful strike by Drew Skundrich. And that's the thing about Drew Skundrich's game, that I think if he can figure that out and score some goals this year, he's going to be taking his game to a completely different level and opens up his campaign, first game of the season, with a wonderful goal, 3 or 4 minutes to go in this first half.
So Todd Donovan said to me at training the other day, he said, watch out for Drew Skundrich. He's going to score some goals this year. Didn't want to jinx him until he actually did it. There's number one. All of last year, he had 1 goal. He's already matched his season total from 2019.
I'd be so bold to say, but that was a world-class finish in my opinion. The ability to not panic as soon as that ball, he takes a great first touch to the stronger right foot. Many players in that situation are just probably going to smash it with the right foot. But the ability to take a quarter of a second moment to think, to pull it back, and then have a strike was absolutely brilliant by Drew Skundrich.
Well, then he plays it back into the corner. Warner
Dump it. Let's get out of this half, take that goal lead.
Well, don't miss a minute of action in 2020. Sign up today. Get alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for your team and then click the follow button to keep up the latest news and scores. All you have to do is ESPN.com and follow your club. Of course, whether it be either Sacramento Republic or FC Tulsa. And the Tower Bridge Battalion drums are pounding loudly. The flags continue to wave after the first goal of the evening by Drew Skundrich. Republic finally able to break through. Sean Lewis with 3 big saves to start off this match, and now it's Warner moving forward, doesn't have a lot of help. He'll spray it out wide. Here comes the cross, hard driven ball, cleared away by Garcia. The step from Mahoney, and they'll draw a foul.
That's fine, that's fine. Mahoney's got to be careful.
You have Skundrich with a yellow, Sargis and Barona for Sacramento, and Lebo Moloto for FC Tulsa.
Well done again by Sargis.
Back to Garcia. Ariel Martinez was the first signing of the club's new ownership, formerly of Miami FC. 23 goals, 16 assists in his time there. As the clock goes up, 4 minutes of stoppage time. It's brought to you by Rayleigh's Something Extra. Earn rewards every time you shop. Sign up today at Rayleigh's.com. Barona has to concede, and it will be a throw.
That's too casual for me. You're in extra time here at the end of the first set. Just hoof the ball up the pitch. There's no reason for them to have a free kick down this deep.
Back out wide to Kwambe. Dario Suarez into the 18, looking for an opportunity, and Wheeler Amanu able to break it up.
Barajona's fortunate there not to get called for a foul as well, but now opportunity for Sacramento to burn 30, 45 seconds off the clock here.
USL Championship makes its regular season debut on ESPN Deportes Friday, March 27th. To the top contenders in the East meet as the Tampa Bay Rowdies host Pittsburgh Riverhounds. It's a championship on ESPN Deportes from Tampa Bay Friday, March 27th, 4 o'clock Pacific. Drawn by Santos. Sheldon whipping this ball in. Bouncing around the 18, selling out. Is Deco Kanan able to find Warner in the middle of the field? Villian comes back to stay on side, drawing his man closer to him. Now he's got Bijev. The speed of Kwambe to come cut him off was quite impressive, but Sacramento still on the attack here. Have to be careful for a counter as Cameron Iwasa tracks it down near the touchline.
Well done by Wheeler. Umanu picking that up in the midfield there.
4 minutes of stoppage time here. About 30 seconds likely left. Can Sacramento kill this clock? And Barota and Villian Bijev just not on the same page. So it'll give FC Tulsa one more opportunity here. A step by Bijev. Iwasa, can they add more here? A little bit heavy of a touch, goes to his inside foot, has to circle back around, and the push coming, Villian Bijev right back up. Panagos able to tow it to Baharona. Baharona whipping this ball in, and there's nobody making a run outside the 6. And so Sean Lewis is there to scobble it up.
It's a good ball in by Baharona, just not on the same page with Kamawasa.
Wheeler Amanu applying pressure, not going to allow FC Tulsa an inch here.
Another
Mario
great step.
Panagos out wide to Bijev. Do they have numbers? Bijev looking for a seam, and he's cut off. Good defending by Matt Sheldon. Excuse me, that was DaCosta who was able to break it up. Dekel Keenan to see if he can kill the clock here, Kevin. And Helio Arguin checking his watch. And that is the whistle. Drew Skundrich with a big-time goal in the 42nd minute. And Sacramento gets their first on the 2020 campaign. They'll head to the locker room up by a goal. Drew Skundrich with an impressive 45 so far. They've got another 45 to go. Don't go away. We've got a full halftime for you, but Sacramento's press is in full effect. We'll see if they can sustain this in the second half of action. Don't go anywhere. It is the UC Davis Health halftime show with Kevin Goldthwait. I'm Rob McAllister. It is Sacramento on top thanks to Drew Skundrich tying his goals from a year ago with one, off to a fantastic start here in 2020. Well, as we know, it was quite a wait, but it was certainly worth it. Sacramento finally earning the spot in MLS. They were named the league's 29th expansion team. Here is a look back at that momentous day.
After years of work and negotiations, Major League Soccer is coming to Sacramento.
Today is the day Sacramento takes the next leap, and it's certainly one of those moments that we will remember for the rest of our life.
This one was on again and off again, and it could have ended up being our 24th team as opposed to our 29th team. But we never lost faith. The mayor and the city stood behind the effort, and the fact that the city really wanted it to happen really motivated us.
This is a city that's super supportive. I mean, they couldn't be more excited about what's going on. This group of people have stayed behind this team from day one. And still, with all of the ups and downs of is this going to happen, is it not going to happen, they've just bought in, and they had unrelenting support.
Major League Soccer, we did it, we did it, we did it.
Never thought we'd see the day. You knew it could happen, but didn't know what it looked like. This is better than I ever imagined. It's unbelievable.
Greetings, Sacramento! How are we doing today? Those who doubt Sacramento simply don't know Sacramento. We're in the business of doing the extraordinary things each and every day.
Today is not the day we've all been waiting for. Today is the day we've all been fighting for.
There's been literally 5 years of dedication, of fortitude, of faith of so many people, many of them that are on the stage and many of them that are in the room. That dream started with all of you who just wouldn't quit. And it was fed by all of you, our passionate fans. And you never doubted, you never gave up, and you never lost faith in your city. So now it gives me great pleasure to announce Sacramento as the 29th MLS team.
We're going to walk in today, and you kind of see our colors and our city name. And after so many times seeing a different city name, you're just kind of sitting there and feeling like a gut punch to walk in and just, it's your city's name.
Come on, come on. Nice and tight here. Bring it in tighter. Nice and tight.
Everything we do matters. Very few people in the world ever get an opportunity like this.
We talked about making history, right? And what are you going to do to change history? When it's your turn to make a tackle, are you going to make that tackle? Are you going to score the goal? Are you going to make the save and throw a few miracles for us? Grab your freaking moments. That's my point.
Huge credit to every one of you. Massive performance coming on, the way that you press, and please for every one of you.
This is an awesome time, and we're going to show them that we're for real. We are for real because we all believe in each other, right? This is our moment. This is our moment to shine.
Every single day, guys, we have to fight to create our identity.
Take your moment within the games and make them your moments. Let's go out there and kick. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Wow, what a job he is doing. Leo Fernandez tries to shake it up. Bender Johnson trying to cross one in. Still alive in the box and scored!
Forbes turning on the speed.
Hey guys, how's it going? Kelsey Steele, Scott Stewart here from USLHQ in beautiful Tampa, Florida. How better to get this season going than laying out our top signings
to get a more advanced position on the field.
Sit in. It's Jimmy Oxford!
Himself from attacking the back four, gets that chance to bury it. That gives Earl Edwards Jr. absolutely no chance. Why? Because it's in the top corner. You're never going to have a chance. It's over the wall. It's the perfect.
Popped up Moore with the left.
Oh!
And Moore with the second goal. He now has a brace.
Look at the touch there. That's Soler. Great ball over the top by Wehan. And then how about the shot here?
We continue on the UC Davis Health halftime show here from Sacramento. And let's go around the league, shall we, Kevin Goldthwait? USL news and notes, and a couple of new teams getting a crack out of here in 2020 is San Diego Loyal, of course, Landon Donovan, the U.S. men's national team great, and then Miami FC moving over, and they are taking on St. Louis. But also exciting, USL's got a new app. And then Kevin, we were just talking about how Tim Howard retired. He's going to be an owner now, and he couldn't stay away. He's back.
Incredible. It did not last very long. The itch,
40 years old, he's back. He's Tom Brady of the USL.
Yeah, the itch was too strong for Tim Howard to not want to be part of it. Glad to see it. It's great news for USL. Another, legendary player be suiting up and playing in this wonderful league.
Well, it's a talking point and getting a lot of publicity. I mean, it was on Sky Sports. Obviously played at Everton, was a great goalkeeper for the EPL as well. Around the league, final last night, Reno taking down Tacoma 3-1. Reno, one of the most prolific scoring teams the last couple of seasons. And then Phoenix Rising.
Just continuing.
Reloaded, Kevin.
Just continuing to thump teams.
Yeah, and then San Diego Loyal getting their first goal in club history. They're taking on the Lights. And that should be a fun year to see how San Diego and Las Vegas and some of these other teams either do throughout the year or improve from a year ago. As Eric Wilnalda, another great, leading the way for Las Vegas. We got more to come. Highlights and stats and Kevin Goldthwait's keys to the second half. That's coming up right after the break here on the UC Davis Health Halftime Show.
Silver Club, it's Tahuchi FC 2011-2012 Boys Red. Next up, the winner of U10 Bronze 3 USA Stars 2010 Girls. And last up, winner of U10 Boys Premier 4 Division, it's Rockland FC 2010 Boys Navy. Thanks for all of our teams for coming out. Congratulations on winning your state cups. Let's get it up for them, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's back. It's time for the Rayleigh's Shopping Cart Shootout. I'm down here with two contestants. You're going to go first. What's your name? Ashley. She's going to have 5 shots from different spots. The goal is she's got to make it in the goal past the shopping carts. The money doubles in the gift cards you get to Rayleigh's. Are you ready? We start with $25. Go for it. The first shot is from the PK spots. Just got to get it into the back of the net. First shot is good. It's $25 to Rayleigh's. Now the money doubles if you can make it. Here we go. Second shot. That's no good for the next spot. This is for $50 for Rayleigh's. $50 to Rayleigh's. Now we backing up.
Continue on the UC Davis Health Halftime Show. And with that, I know you want to see these. The first half highlights. Let's take a look at what happened in that first 45 minutes. Early on, front studs. Sacramento was aggressive. They came out but Sean Lewis also came to play. Two incredible stops here, Kevin.
Yeah, great job. Mario Panagos right at the top of the box, left-footed strike, and then Johnny on the spot, so to speak. Sam Warner on that right side. Just two really, really good saves by Sean Lewis, but love seeing Mario Panagos in a great spot and a good strike with that left foot. And Sam Warner trying to finish it off.
Here's the best look for FC Tulsa, really, almost that first half. It was a header just popped up top the Adam Grinwis's net.
Yeah, that's all they really had. Not any real danger for Adam Grinwis. This was the closest opportunity in the first half for FC Tulsa.
And then Cameron Owasa, great strike from Sam Warner, takes it off the hop, just cannot find targets, remains scoreless.
Yeah, hard ball to try to keep your knee over, to keep it underneath that crossbar. It's a really good ball in the box, and I love seeing that run from Cam Owasa, but you want your striker, your thoroughbred, to put that ball in the back of the net.
Well, here was the difference maker, the go-ahead goal of the evening. Out to Juan Bajarona, patient, looking for a teammate. You had Cameron Owasa the near post, but it was Skundrich with this beauty.
Yeah, just a wonderful, composed finish from Drew Skundrich. And I said it earlier, this is that one part of this guy's game that if he can figure this out, I'm telling you what, Sacramento's going to have a really, really dynamic midfield. And just a great finish from Skundrich.
And with that, let's take a look at your stats. And they are brought to you by Elk Grove Subaru. Last year's Elk Grove Subaru, all that matters, Kevin, 1 goal possession, but to me, it was the relentless attack that told the story of the very first half of play. Sacramento's upcoming schedule before we get this second half underway, and a couple of big games coming up, as you will see Republic on the road for Vegas and at LA. But here tonight is where the focus should be, as this crowd is electric. It's opening night, Kevin. How do you sustain this momentum and this energy for the next 45 if you're Sacramento?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. How do you sustain it? I think we go back to what I would consider my keys to the match. It's that pressure that we talked about. We talked about how are these guys going to be able to, maintain and still have a 90 minutes worth of energy. So it's got to be a contained, controlled press by Sacramento. You pick the right times again, and when you do go, you got to go in herds and go in bunches and try to be successful that way. And also, don't be afraid to not step and not make that press. Next is it's got to be a patient attack. I think Sacramento's done a great job of this in the first 45 minutes, where you don't need to force anything and don't even hit that miracle pass, that miracle ball. I think they've done a great job of being patient in the attack.
And a turnover here. Bajarona's going to sell out and out of play.
And then finally, it's that pairing between Wheeler, Amanu, as well as Drew Skundrich. How are these guys going to be able to, I think what's going to be really important is how are these two guys going to be able to limit and mitigate that counterattack that Tulsa's had some success. They've been able to break a few lines and cause some trouble for Sacramento in the first half, but how can they prevent and limit counterattacks from Tulsa?
Marlin Santos battling with Mahoney there, and Mahoney able to cut underneath. Mahoney, I don't want to say surprise is the right word, but he was brought in, kind of a reserve sub, couple of months in, didn't get a lot of time, and then he found his way really halfway through the season. We saw a guy that you could play in the middle, you could play on the right back position, you could also play the center back. I mean, it's a pretty nice weapon to have for Mark Briggs this year.
Yeah, I agree with your assessment. Kind of came in a little bit slow and not really, didn't gel immediately for Sacramento, but about 2 months in, really hit his stride and was able to play a multitude of positions, kind of be a utility player in that back line that's been really important for Sacramento.
And especially with the injury to Jordan McCrary, you have Shannon Gomez still out. I mean, he's a guy that they're going to likely rely on here for the next couple of months as they try to figure out that perfect back four pairing. This ball's played into some space. And Hayden Sargis again. I mean, here we go. We talk about well done. Just his poise at 17 years of age, of pressure coming and able to calmly escape. Iwasa down to Panagos. Foul is drawn. And Panagos looking for a quick start and won't get it. And Arguin telling everyone just to settle down. Drew Skundrich, game's first goal. That was in the 42nd minute. And that has been the difference between these two sides. Republic had a good spell to start. FC Tulsa able to get a couple of good counters. And then the 40th minute came, Republic really started to find it again. Last time these teams faced here was the biggest win in Sacramento Republic USL Championship history. A 6-0 defeat. Cameron Owasso, Stefano Bonomo, each with braces in that game, would land them on the Team of the Week honors. That was a fun one to call, Kev. I think we can remember that right. Wheeler Amadou, it is hard this. He gave a shot for Iwasa. And Panagos continuing to battle and putting pressure on this FC Tulsa side. Another mistake, and that is exactly what Mark Briggs is hoping for, right, Kev?
Keep that pressure. As soon as you turn the ball over, can you win the ball back in 1 or 2 passes?
Bijev left his alone. Panagos, not a lot of pressure coming from behind him. Relieves it to Wheeler Amadou. Skips it to Warner. Warner inside the 18. Warner's going to give it a ride, and Sean Lewis down to his right side with a save. But a good look from the 24-year-old from Bozeman, Montana.
Yeah, I think right there, Sam Warner definitely surprised Kwambi coming in onto his right foot, his weaker right foot, if you will, and does a really good job. Comes in, gets his head down, has a really good strike with that right foot, trying to catch that near post of Sean Lewis. And a good save by Sean Lewis going down to his right, but love that effort from Sam Warner.
That's one thing we saw from Sam Warner in 2019 was just the ability to attack and that kind of that bulldog mentality that he's going to outwork you. And it's interesting, I don't say interesting the right word, probably no surprise that Warner and Skundrich won 3 college cups together. I mean, just the way that they play. And Kanan need to send it out of play. Back to Moloto. Moloto, the only player in USL Championship to have recorded 4 seasons of at least 5 goals and 5 assists over the past 5 years. He has been one of the USL Championship's best. And FC Tulsa happy to have a guy like that on their side. And we've seen a little bit of him more now in this first 45. He's had a pretty big impact on the game. What have you liked from Moloto?
Yeah, I think Moloto does a great job getting himself on the ball. I think the first half, he's probably leaving something to be desired with this final pass. Challenging ball right there. But what he does a great job. He finds himself on the ball a lot. He's always that guy that's doing his best to stop the counterattack. And I think he did a good job in the first half of causing Sacramento trouble and preventing counterattacks from going forward. Great chance here.
And turnover by FC Tulsa. Panagos looked to switch the field. Back come for it. There's Bijev. Mahoney will run the right flank. This ball served in fairly well. And that's a tough play for a defender to make. Going backward, Bradley Bourgeois has to somehow turn his body and stay in front. Kevin, how difficult is that for a center back?
I don't think he makes the right decision there technically. I think it would be a lot easier and simpler if you just hooked that out with your left foot. But I think Bourgeois, being a right-footed player, is electing to go to that stronger foot and has to do what you mentioned. He's got to turn his body, get his hips completely around. It's unfortunate for Sacramento. I think that's the wrong decision technically.
First corner of the half for either side. 4th on the night for Sacramento. It's either Bijev or Bajarona so far. It'll be Bajarona with a left-footed in-swinger. Republic up on it. Sam Warner with a second opportunity. Here's Sargis keeping it in play. Deckel Kanan can't get up high enough. But Sacramento may not be done quite yet. Cameron Wassa waiting for it to settle. Warner out to Bijev, making a run. 5 in the box. The flag goes up offside. But good build-up after that turn, or after that corner there, to get everybody back right in the box, guys.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic ball in the box from Barahona. And then a good job by Sacramento for fighting for those second balls. Unfortunately, I think Bijev's got to be a little bit smarter to find himself onside there. You can see everybody's right in front of him. Got to find yourself in an onside position to receive that ball.
Playing it through, looking to break lines. De Costa will send it back. Moloto. And FC Tulsa likely to try to keep possession. Cameron almost a big step there. As Garcia comes back for it. And out of play, another mistake from FC Tulsa. Too many of those tonight. They have not been able to really make a strong threat against Sacramento. We've seen them in the counter, and that's been their really most successful offensive possessions. Sheldon can't track it down. Matt Sheldon, the left back here for this side here. And Sheldon, interesting enough, went to school right down the street at UC Davis, about 20 minutes right here from the park. Very solid player, 15 goals, 7 assists in his 3 collegiate years there. But more importantly, Kevin, maybe not more importantly, but what he's been able to do with his YouTube channel, over 300 subscribers. He's basically doing soccer lessons, and then he's had some fun with. He's got a podcast, interview some of his players at times, and that's how to play. But he's got 300 subscribers, and 300,000 subscribers, over 1 million views on some of his videos. And I tuned in a couple. They're pretty good. I got to give him Matt Sheldon's got some definitely a future in media after his soccer career, but. Who knows? You never know what you start in college. He started as a way as just to, hey, this is what a new, a college and then going to professional soccer player's life is like. And it just exploded. And a foul near the ball. Sheldon. Dario Suarez has been quiet. And good job by Matt Mahoney to break it up. Dario Suarez, a prolific scorer, but he has not had a good look tonight. Ball kept low from Martinez. Back to Maloto, back heel. And a takeaway here from Sacramento. Mario Panago stays with it. And beating the veteran players who have about 10 years on him in experience, yet he's right there once again. And we're gonna have a game's first substitution. And so Boache is going to be out of this match. And I think probably the right move for Michael Neeson, who really didn't get a whole lot from his striker there. And so now he'll go to the bench. And Rafael Ayagua, game's first substitute at 55 minutes in.
Good ball from Sargis.
One of the couple of Nigerian players on this USL Championship side. Last season with Lobi Stars in Nigeria. Just 22 years of age. And as the game's first substitution, looking to get a change here for FC Tulsa. Maloto heads it down. Mahoney with the step. Suarez getting past Deco Kanan. He'll ask for help. Here comes Scrundridge. Suarez keeps it low. DaCosta back out to Martinez. Martinez just looking for the edge. And will sail away. Celebrate your birthday or play on the next group outing, a Republic FC match. The staff will customize the perfect outing for your group of 10 or more people. Sure to create lifelong memories. All you have to do is give them a call or go online at sacrepublicfc.com for more details. A 50-degree evening here.
Not exactly sure what
Sargis
is doing there.
I have to bring the beanies and the extra jackets here this evening on this March 7th opener. It was not too long ago that the USL opened up in mid-April. and ended in September. Here we are now, Kevin, March 7th, the first weekend of March, all the way to almost the end of October. 30-plus teams now in the league. And the talent level has grown as well.
Well done.
Well done by Andrew Wheeler. Aminu, excuse me. Sargis trying to break a couple of lines. And Sheldon and Garcia not on the same page. Now Garcia just joining the team last week. They've had a couple of miscues. The Republic take advantage of that. Wheeler, Aminu. Deco Kane, and here's Sargis. Rin was able to get it through Shelton. Barona trying to find Cam, and Garcia is able to get ahead to it.
A little too direct for me. Great step again.
Here's a mistake. Moving into the box, Barona. Here's Werner. He's going to give it a ride. Just wide. He had 4 teammates in front of him here. Kevin, was that the right decision?
I mean, yes, but I don't mind it, to be honest. You know, you're 20 yards out. You had Kamawasa out to your right. He had, you know, I think Bijev as well as Barahona streaking down on the left side, but he doesn't have his body open in the right position to see that. And in reality, it's probably only an option to Kamawasa or have a strike. I don't know how good of an angle came. There's another opportunity for Sacramento on a turnover.
Iwasa breaking to his left. It goes to Skundrich to his right after it's poked away. Warner will look to put it into the box.
Nah. Execution right there.
Here comes the pressure, and now the bench is getting a bit busy for Mark Briggs as we embark on the 60th minute mark. Going to be interesting to see how substitutions work, especially early on here in the season, Kevin. Guys aren't really in their best full fit shape here. So what kind of substitutions may we see here tonight for Sacramento?
I think at this point, though, in preseason, you know, you should have full fitness. I mean, with your training staff, your physio, everyone. But what's going to be interesting here is you got some injuries that Sacramento's been dealing with. Oh, good opportunity again. It's got to be a foul.
Cam is brought down and drawing the foul. It will be a set piece, and it will be Matt Sheldon, who is shown yellow here in the second half.
So here we go, but good opportunity for Sacramento. I want to go back to this substitution issue. So we've got some injuries that Sacramento's dealing with. So we have the academy players coming up, and right now on this roster, as we get another look at this heavy touch there by Sheldon, forces himself to commit a foul against Cam. You've got 5 17-year-olds on this roster this year, or excuse me, tonight. 5 17-year-olds. I think it's absolutely incredible what's been going on with the academy. You got Julian Chavez, you got Arciang and Diego Ramos, and obviously you have the 2 guys starting right now.
Restart is Sacramento tried to go early.
A little cheeky there.
And you're right, all 17. So Diego Ramos, obviously a little bit of him. He's played in some of the friendlies. Goalkeeper Yang is really getting the first look at him. And then Juju, as he goes by, Julian Chavez, a midfielder, also a local guy, Elk Grove. Great attitude. And when you see training, you don't see them as the young guys out there. They're fighting, competing just as many of these guys are in their mid to late 20s.
Yeah, great attitudes from what we're seeing and what we're hearing, all of these kids. So wonderful to see.
Here's Villian Bijev. Sacramento know it's going to be Barona. Takes it off the face of Deco Kanan, I believe.
Deco, what are you doing, Deco?
Deco right into the line. But Sacramento not done yet, continuing to fight for possession here.
I hope the guys give Deco some grief, like, hey, stay back in the defensive unit, guy. Don't even, oh, here's an opportunity again.
And it's a step by Villian Bijev. 1v1 on Sean Lewis! And he just missed target. Sailed on him a bit. Probably could have had another touch on it, but gave it a go as he tried to sneak it past Sean Lewis, who's had himself a good night.
I like that effort. I don't think he's got another touch, to be honest, Rob. You get a look at this right now. Great tackle, great job winning this. I like that he's got the angle. It's the right angle. It would have taken something special to beat Sean Lewis far post. I like the strike.
And Iagua was right behind him, you're right.
I like the strike. I like the timing of it. Got to pick something out special right there, like I said, to beat Sean Lewis. It just sails on him a little bit, but still pretty good connection, good technique. Tulsa's having a hard time getting the ball out of the back.
How about this pressure? I mean, that has really been what Mark Briggs has tried to do, is to create this panic out of that back line. And for easy shots, he said he wants to make things easier, not harder. And he said the way to do that is not to spread it out and start hoofing balls in, right? It's to get these 1v1 situations. Exactly what Mark was hoping for. in having this press go. Mario Panagos selling out. Down goes DaCosta, maintaining control. And another step by Panagos. The motor on Panagos is something else to watch. Cam just can't get outstretched enough.
Yeah, they're definitely, Tulsa's definitely exposed here. I wouldn't be surprised if they have some action on
Sheldon. And Warner is unhappy, and Warner is likely to get a talking to, and he does not want to have a further conversation with Ilhilio Arguin. We know Warner, he's a fiery player. I think rightfully he tried to walk away, but the arm swing in the direction of the official's never going to put you in good graces. Garcia out to Sheldon. Moloto plays it for Martinez. Martinez cutting back with his right foot. Ball driven back post, headed up high, climbing over the back. And there will be no whistle coming as Declan Kanan was there to thwart the first, but it was Bajarona who took the worst of it. And it looks like it was Marlin Santos.
Yeah, well done, good, well defended by Bajarona. Does just what he needs to do to make it difficult for Santos.
Republic FC ticketing is now digital. Download the official mobile app to access your tickets, and you can navigate the match day all from the palm of your hand. Download the app today on iTunes or Google Play. Of course, is the Sacramento Republic FC mobile app. Bijev. Nicely played back. Bijev had himself a fantastic preseason, continuing here, nearly had a goal a couple of moments ago. Sargis up to the air for it. A quick right heel. Falling in place for DaCosta, who's run over by Bajarona. And a pretty good location here for FC Tulsa. This is exactly what Mark Briggs did not want to get into, giving them set piece opportunities.
Yeah, I think they've done a good enough job in the first 65 minutes to limit that, but I think that's just, again, it's you're starting to get late, you're starting to get heavy legs, and one of the first thing that really goes is decision making. I think it's just a poor decision by Bajarona. Got to be a little bit smarter. Again, be more patient defending. There's no reason to go up and challenge that ball. Just get yourself back and get your shoulders right.
DaCosta is over this.
Big moment here.
Crowd has gone to a hush here. Nervous moments. Back post, ball driven well, bouncing around, and the six still there, and Gernwiz is able to tap it away.
Goal kick.
And he'll have a goal kick.
Nervy moments, man. I'm telling you, this is a dangerous point in the game. 65th, 66th minute. You know, you've had the run of the play, really, Sacramento has for the first part of this second half. It's a great opportunity for a team like Tulsa to find the way in, way back in the match. It's a really good ball in the box, to be honest.
Couldn't tell you that as he was out of play, which is why they would goal kick here. And Sacramento will go to the bench here, as some of the fans are already taking note of who it is. Ball bouncing around, Cameron Wassa back for it, looking to turn the corner against Garcia. Good piece of dribbling for Cam to maintain control and possession, more importantly, but looking to press a little bit and applying some pressure. Here comes FC Tulsa. I guess the one thing good about this, Kevin, is that you press so much. Your guys are used to dealing with the press. Here's a ball trying to get it through the legs of Bourgeois.
Skundrich, I think, had more space to take.
You see, that was Kwambe, and Kwambe able to cut it off.
I think Skundrich could have taken a touch or two more and driven the ball deeper and made a defender commit. Still a good job by Skundrich to control that and find himself, 20, 30 yards.
Garcia. Strong challenge from Wheeler Amanu. Wheeler still battling. Wheeler is taken down, and we're going to see a book incoming for Garcia.
Pretty good little footwork. Good play by Sacramento right there to draw Kevin Garcia out. And he's just a half a second, quarter of a second slow. And Wheeler Amanu, great job, great engine. So we see the legend of Roro
And here he comes, a standing ovation. Mario Panagos looks absolutely gassed, an incredible shift for the 17-year-old, and he is being replaced by probably the most legendary player in Sacramento Republic history, Rodrigo Lopez, the 32-year-old who grew up in Santa Barbara, was the very first signing for the Sacramento Republic in 2014, went on to single-handedly put this club on his back and win a championship in 2014. This guy is back in Sacramento, Kevin, and you can feel it. There's a buzz here at Papa Murphy's Park as number 8 enters this game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where he's going to come in. Probably like for like, in my opinion.
Panagos playing that 10.
Coming in for Panagos, and maybe he's going to flop and push Cam.
Rodrigo dealing a little bit with a knee injury that he was taken out in the Seattle Sounders game, hurt it there, and so he's been slow to train. Finally get a full weekend. This ball served in from Warner. And so he hadn't played the last couple of preseason matches, and a foul out on the open field by Sacramento, Declan Canaan. But he felt healthy. Mark finally was able to get him a full week of training for the first time in the preseason. And so got him off the bench here tonight. And as long as he can stay healthy, you're likely going to see number 8 here quite a bit this 2020 season.
Yeah, like he's definitely coming like for like, just playing that 10 role for Sacramento underneath Kamawasa.
Sheldon back, of course, Roro heading out to Mexico for the last couple of years, playing Liga MX, Division II side. And most lately with Veracruz. Oh, but things getting a little out of sloppy here, Kevin.
Pretty good shift, though, by Panagos. Rob, I think he did a great job.
His first USL start.
His debut here tonight, does a great job, comes in, almost gets a goal in the first 5 minutes. Shows, I think, his quality on that, and then has just been buzzing around for the rest of the 60, 65 minutes after that.
A couple fouls here for Sacramento, but we talked about, Panagos and, of course, Hayden Sargis. Quite a contingency here. 80 tickets those guys brought in, family and friends, to come see their debut.
Good for them.
So Toby Uzo now into the match for Dario Suarez, who, to me, Kevin, was a real guy that we wanted to keep an eye on tonight. I don't think he had the shift that Michael Nietzsche was hoping that he'd see from 92.
Pretty quiet night for Dario. Tell you what, big body coming in, though, with Uzo.
Second season, 5 goals in 21 appearances. This ball is flopped in, brought back down. Uzo's going to give it a ride, and it's headed. Offside. And it looks like the offside flag is up. So the second substitution for FC Tulsa, who's looking for some answers. They have Uzo Martinez, Iagua, and then Moloto Santos de Costa, Kwambe, Bourgeois, Garcia Sheldon, and of course the goalkeeper Sean Lewis. For Sacramento, it's Iwasa with Warner, Bijev, Rodrigo Lopez, Wheeler Amanu Skundrich, Barona Sargis, Kanan Mahoney, and Grinwis. And the harder thing about Roro being injured a little bit, he hasn't been able to get in full game shape. So we just see how he picks his spots here for the Sacramento Republic with a 1-goal lead.
Yeah, hopefully Roro, it's not picking any spots. It's just full out, just go. And you got 20 minutes to go blow it out.
You've had injuries before, and you maybe start to favor a leg because you're kind of still worried maybe about doing something again. How does a player, do you mentally get over that? Is there a way to do it? You just got to try to forget about it.
No, you make sure that you don't start going until you have full confidence and you're not, making up for, more effort turning to the left or turning to the right. Just make sure that you're fully fit and go out and go. And that's where you got to really trust the physio and the trainers to get you in that position, to give you the confidence that you have to go full out. And now it's just a matter of Roro getting 90-minute fit. He's probably could do 60 minutes or so, but I think game plan-wise for tonight doesn't work for Briggs to bring him in and potentially have to pull in 45 minutes. Let's wait to the 60th, 70th minute-ish see where the game is. I'm sure there's probably an idea of what Briggs wanted to do. And then from there, it's just situationally. And I think that, tough giveaway.
Turn over here, Toby Uzo. Careful. Able to come to it in the middle of the park. Martinez.
It's a good job by Sacramento. Look at everyone getting their shoulders back around. Sam Warner specifically.
A couple of these players, dinged up, and they've given a lot of credit, however, to Betty Olmedo. She is the new head athletic trainer for this Republic side and was with Roro in Liga MX for a couple of years. And the players have a lot of confidence in her, and they feel like she really listens to them. So she'll be a key part to really the success as well. And I think the one thing with these clubs, we think about just the 11 guys on the pitch or even the 18 sometimes, but there's so many more that go into making this club, and it's the health of the players is probably number one on a lot of this list.
I tell you what, the relationship between your manager and your head trainer, your physio, is one of the most important relationships. Oh, wow. A tough challenge. Come on.
And
Come on.
Nothing coming, and it's out on Billy Bija.
Silly. That's where I would pick up a descent caution right there, for sure.
A good step here, and Wheeler Amadou is bowled over. And it's Santos again, who's become quite a pest here in the second half. Of course, you're getting a look at Katie Norton, and Katie Norton with Results Training. She's a physical therapist for this club, and there's a shot of Betty there.
Yeah, there's the squad right there.
And then you have Cappy, you have Roman Prizer, the goalkeeper coach. And of course, Colin Falvey, he is new with Mark Briggs, the assistant role. Billy Bija, this is where he loved to do some work. It's a little too easy for Sean Lewis, but gave it a ride. And you know what, sometimes, Kevin?
Target.
Find target, right? You never know what's going to happen.
Probably not the best decision, but I guess if you're going to execute and decide to pull the trigger, put it on target. Try to get lucky. Good things happen when that ball's on target.
Well, for FC Tulsa, they've gone to the bench a couple of times, but Michael Encian says their strength is their midfield, and they've got depth there. And here's a mistake. Played it back. Here's Iwasa looking for some help. He's got Roro. Roro just can't get it in front of him. It was played a little bit behind, but not a lot of room for Iwasa.
I tell you what, wonderful job. Great ball just hoofed in behind. It makes it really difficult for Kevin Garcia. And you got Roro applying the initial pressure, and Cam Iwasa just slides off and isn't seen and is able to pick the ball up. But what I like even more is look at this combination play between Cam. Cam hasn't even looked for, there's Roro, just a little bit behind him. But a great job by those two connecting. Great effort by Roro to kind of get his body, even get it on target. It's something special by Roro.
And Bourgeois was there maybe just enough to break it up. But I'll tell you what these Sacramento fans really appreciate tonight, and you can hear it. A lot of applause. It's the effort. I think that fans can understand when a team, falls. Winning's always great. But the effort and the constant hustle of this club here and this early start has really been something to marvel at. Barrono taking his time. He's trying to find some help here. He'll get it from Wheeler Amanu.
That's smart. That's just patient. That's well done by Barahona. No need to hoof that ball. Look at Roro. This is where he excels.
Roro coming all the way back, going to switch the field. Can't get it enough. But look at Barahona with a second ball opportunity. He's got some help. And it goes right back to Ariel Martinez, as I don't think Billy and Bija realized there was a white kit in his neighborhood. This ball's lofted forward. Hayden Sargis heads it down.
Slow it down a little bit. Get a hold of this game.
What's interesting too, we saw so much of Roro play out wide, when with under Prek he had so much freedom to move in and out, and really as he pleased and as he saw fit. In this formation, it'll be interesting to see, will he have that same type of opportunities?
I think there's a lot of questions surrounding Roro. Where is he going to ultimately play? Where's his spot going to be? That's a good foul.
Well, an interesting type of player too, Roro. I mean, this is 4 years ago now.
No, he's a different player. He's a different man.
Different player. Yeah. And, he goes to Liga MX, and I'm sure he learned a lot of tricks, and maybe those type of fouls aren't going to be called there or they were here. So it's going to be interesting to see how he adjusts to the USL game.
Everything's going to be different. Like, it doesn't matter. Liga MX to USL, USL to MLS, MLS to USL. They're all slightly different. But I think there's a lot of questions No concerns really in my opinion. Like, is he going to be able to play in this? Is it going to be the same Roro? Probably be slightly different, but I'm confident. I'm excited to see what he has to offer and bring to the table. And where is he going to play? It's a different formation than with Preki, different relationship with Preki between Mark Briggs. I mean, there's all these layers to this of what's the outcome going to be, and that's kind of one of the fun parts, I think, storylines here this year is how Roro is going to fit back in.
Well, here's the substitution: is Matt Sheldon is out of the match now, and it's Christian Altamirano, and he's a midfielder, so we may see 3 in the back here, Kevin.
Sheldon's looked suspect here in the second half. I think that's a smart decision by Ngolo.
Well, and you know what? Maybe throwing some guys forward with about 12 minutes to go.
Yeah, Essien, I think it's a good decision by Tulsa's manager Essien to look suspect out on this left back.
Little through ball gets him past 1v1 opportunity. It's a game that is tied in the 79th minute, and it's Rodrigo de Costa who gets his first goal, and it's a game-tying goal here in Sacramento, shocking the crowd. A little bit out of place after that substitution, and DaCosta got past the right back, Mahoney.
I tell you what, there's no way one pass should be able to spring somebody from the outside. I think Mahoney's just caught out there, not with his shoulders in the right position, not facing the right way. But a wonderful ball by Benloto. And he got Grenwis coming out, trying to make himself big, just finds a wicket. It's a pretty not uncommon for that situation, for that ball to go there. But Mahoney, I think Mahoney's just caught out there. Big mistake. And now Sacramento.
Well, we saw this team. Great one touch.
Great movement. Just great movement by. Great move by DaCosta. Even better ball by Moloto.
So Moloto, who has been a fantastic midfielder in the USL Championship the last 5 seasons, showing why FC Tulsa, picking him up in the offseason, plays a nice ball to Rodrigo de Costa, who scores his first on the year. He had 9 goals in 2019, so de Costa is a guy who can cause you a lot of trouble. But Kevin, you saw this last year. This is when Jim Kozimor was filled in. The FC Tulsa side that was down goals, came back in, and then here's a chance now for Sacramento. And tied it back up before Sacramento got a late goal in Oklahoma to win 3-2 on the road. They're a scrappy bunch, and they're much different that later half of the season than we saw them here was a 6-0 win. Turnover again, moving forward. Here on the counter comes FC Tulsa, playing it out wide. And Uzo couldn't find a seam, and now working around. FC Tulsa's got a little bit of confidence now. And de Costa played it back to Moloto,
nice
breaking
tackle.
up by Wheeler Amanu. And Skundrix is going to find his former Stanford teammate. And be running with it.
Gotta go here, Sam. Going the wrong way.
We may see some changes here for Sacramento. And a couple of mistakes here. Sacramento's got to settle down. Who is this on the field to say, take a breath, try to hold possession, or maybe the opposite, continue to attack? Mahoney, pressure coming. Uzo right on the heels, and Grenwis a little bit misstruck. Skundrich, Mahoney still battling, able to win the ball again. Skundrich looking forward, finding Roro to Iwasa. He's got Bijev. Bijev's onside, into the corner it goes. How is that flag up?
That might be Bijev's last touch.
Sacramento Republic FC substitution in the 82nd minute.
So here comes Ash Apollon. Apollon in for Villian Bijev. Villian with a good look on goal. Just sailed on him. But another good shift from number 20, who looked to me really had 2 good games. Just kind of got lost here a little bit in the second half. The style of play or not. But here comes Ash Apollon, a guy who comes to try out as a trialist ends up making the team. They love his positive influence. He's a guy that's got a smile on his face nearly every moment of training, Kevin. This is an infectious guy. I wish we had a ruler here to mark. I wish we had the shade that you see in some of the other broadcasts where we could light up exactly where that step is from Billy and Bijev. I don't think he was offside, Kev.
I would agree.
Iwasa moving forward. Good defending by Moloto. Here comes Barrona giving a little bit of pressure.
And that might not be the best place to step, though, right, Rob?
Taken down as Iwasa, and the foul is given.
10 minutes ago, I tell you what we saw last week against the Monarchs, down a goal, coming back and fighting. Take a look at Zoff. I mean, no, absolutely no chance.
Look at where Garcia is. He's a good 10 yards in front. It's not even close.
Hopeless.
And it's such a momentum killer. And that is the one thing when you see the MLS now is allow. We don't have VAR here in USL, but this is where the play allows to go, and then you see what happens. Then you can come back and review it and take it away. And we saw that against Inter Miami and DC United today.
Give it to him.
Barrona.
Clear the first guy. Have to clear the first guy.
Deckel goes up for it. Getting a step was Cam. Here comes Ash. Back down. Here's a chance. Played it in by Roro. And it's going to sail out of play and be a throw-in for Sacramento.
Surprised Roro's not on top of that ball, that set piece, Rob. His quality.
Barrona's looked good tonight over the ball. Barrona, hard-driven ball, looking for Warner to crash. Wheeler Amanu. Here's Roro on the edge. Send it backwards to Skundridge. And a player down, and we may have an injury out for FC Tulsa. I can't see who it is, but they're holding their head.
They've been going up on that service in the box. They clash at heads.
With that break, Major League Soccer is coming to Sacramento. Deposits are on sale now. Place your $50 deposit today. Secure your place in history and save your seat at the rail yards. For more information, you can visit the site MLS2Sac.com.
I'll tell you what, that substitution that brought out
Sheldon,
the left back, going to 3 in the back for Tulsa's, I think paid dividends, obviously scoring the goal. I think that goal comes from that substitution, removing the outside back on the left side. Came from the left side, obviously, with DaCosta, a little bit of a delayed run, but Michael Essien, pretty savvy move there.
Slow to get up is DaCosta, who scored the game-tying goal here to equalize. And that happened in the 78th minute. Drew Skundrich scored the first in the 42nd. And there's been spurts where FC Tulsa has been able to take advantage. But overall, Sacramento has been the better team overall in these first 85 minutes, Kev.
Yeah, they're going to be down a man here for a minute, Rob, probably, unless they get someone off. But DaCosta definitely doesn't look right.
Well, here's the other thing. You don't have another substitution at this point.
Good for Roto. I mean, these guys are dropping water bottles on the ground. Clearly trying to waste time. Good for Roro. Get in there. Good for Roro. Good. I mean, it's poor form by these guys. Martinez, Moloto, all of them. You're dropping the water bottle on the ground, clearly wasting time. Good for someone. Call them out on that because that's ridiculous. There's no place in the game.
And it's continuing between both sides here.
It's got no place in the game.
The restart And DaCosta hobbling a little bit as there's no more substitutions for FC Tulsa. Wheeler Amanu switching the field, finding Mahoney. Warner. But FC Tulsa a little bit of bounce in their step here. This ball served back post. Good look here for Sacramento. It was Drew Skundrich. Here's Roro. Gets it right back. Apollon. Down in the box he goes, and they will not call it.
Come on.
Crowd and Kevin Goldthwait, you're incredulous as well as all the fouls that we've seen here tonight. Down goes Sacramento, and they cannot understand. And now another injury for FC Tulsa. And the Boo Birds come out here in Sacramento.
Take a look at this challenge here.
Arm extended.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's Marlin Santos right there. I'm not totally sold that this is a penalty. There's definitely some shoulder-to-shoulder action going on. But this is where it's frustrating for me. Right? Roll him off the pitch, okay? Roll him 4 feet off the pitch, and let's go.
Well, it's not about being pretty for FC Tulsa here. I mean, they can come on the road, walk away with a point here in the opener.
And be thrilled.
They would be thrilled. So you understand what they're doing, but it's Kwambe who is still on the turf being attended to. And now here is Ilio Araguin, our referee, saying,
roll him off the pitch. No subs left. Yeah, send him all the way back. Exactly, send him all the way back. Let's get this game going again. He's got to walk all the way back.
So I agree with you. Looking back at that again, it looked like the extended arm looked a lot worse in real time than it did kind of on that replay. But Sacramento, the crowd, itching to see if they can find one more piece of magic here in the closing moments. But I'm likely to see 5 minutes or so here, Kevin.
There should be. There's 4 minutes in the first half. There was none of this. There you go. Be patient. Be patient in these last 5-10 minutes here.
Warner on the right flank. Trying to find some space. Skundrich is going to give it a ball. Here's Ashton. Apollon can't get there.
What a ball. What a ball by Skundrich.
Such a fine time to break, but with the speed of Apollon, Skundrich felt he may have had a chance. Here's a ball whipped in pretty strongly.
Patience, Roro.
But too low. Mahoney's got to make a step here. Here comes the pressure from FC Tulsa. Drum still pounding from the Tower Bridge Battalion, the north end of the field here. FC Tulsa trying to muddy this thing up, and a turnover by Rodrigo Lopez. Well, 6 minutes of stoppage time means this extra time is brought to you by Rayleigh's Something Extra. Earn points every time you shop. Sign up today at Rayleighs.com. Mahoney whipping it around. Warner on the edge, battling with Garcia.
So I've said this before, Rob. There's going to be an opportunity for Sacramento. Whether it's a full chance or a half chance, there's going to be an opportunity. If it's a full chance, absolutely take it. If it's a half chance, turn that into a full chance and do something special. Opening night, what an opportunity for Sacramento to come out here and I mean, it's just it's too blatant for me. Listen, I'm all about gamesmanship. I'm all about trying to win at all costs, but have some at least some discretion with this.
Well, they're not being penalized for it yet. Skundrich up in the air, the 50-50 ball, and this one's sent back to Grinwitz.
No need to force anything. There's plenty of time, Rob.
Good energy here on opening night, a USL Championship opener between FC Tulsa and Sacramento. Barona.
What a ball by Sargis.
We've seen some spectacular play from Sacramento here. This ball driven hard. Raro going up, and it's going to be Sean Lewis able to snag it out of the air.
Yeah, the one guy you're not going to be putting that bottom dollar in to win that aerial battle. Roro.
Santos. Sargis goes up. This boy can free. DaCosta and Mahoney in a foot race, and Mahoney's needs to play it backward in order to evade the threat. Iwasa taking it off the chest. Well done.
Well done. You know, put the pressure. Let's get that line up.
Here's Roro and Ariaga. Wheeler Amanu continuing to battle, and he is brought down by Martinez.
Long go.
And still holding on, and how is this not more
Get him out of
than
there.
just a warning? This is happening.
There goes card.
And there is the yellow finally coming as Martinez tries to break it up. Quite a distance here, Kevin. What do you like for Sacramento?
Play it short here. Give it to Wheeler, give it to Skundrich, and go. Skundrich on this near side is the guy I want to see the ball. Touch and serve the ball far post.
Skundrich, Republic cycling runs.
Clear
Ball
the first
driven
guy.
low, back to Sargis. Sargis over the top. Mahoney trying to break in, and he can't get there. Arriaga is able to clear it away and pushes it out of play.
Pretty nice little composed piece of technique there from Sargis to slow things down and try to just lift the ball up and over. Like seeing that from your center back inside the opposition's 18.
Kane in, the touch, flag goes up again. You got to be kidding me.
How is he offside? How is he offside?
He's 3 feet behind these other defenders.
Oh for 2 guy. 0 for 2.
Calm down.
Still opportunity, still time.
It's the fact that not even allowed, like, give it a half a second. Just make sure you see
I don't know
what
how Mark,
you thought you
I don't
saw.
know how Mark Briggs is not just in his ear right now.
That's twice tonight. The other one was 10 feet off. This was a good 2 feet. Cameron Iwasa going up and battling. Where's his help? Apollo needs to be there a bit quicker. Amadu brought down by Martinez.
Really good step by Martinez.
Skundrich goes up over the top. 2 minutes or so here left in Sacramento. This game is tied as DaCosta was able to equalize. The 78th minute, Apollon looking for some help. Apollon right back to the middle. Here's a big strike coming from Sacramento's Cameron Iwasa.
Struck by Cam, too. That's a hard ball to hit coming across your body.
Good defending here from Roro. Barona. And Lopez. Looking for some space. Apollon's got it. He's got help to his left. He finds it in Barona. Barona going to whip this ball in. Here's Werner. It's right into the arms of Sean Lewis and Mark Briggs, and this crowd can't believe it.
Oh.
He has made spectacular saves tonight to keep his club in it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a routine save for him. Good ball in. Barahona just clips it in. Sam Warner, tough piece of skill to do, tough technique. She does pretty well. Almost hits it a little too cleanly, to be honest. Right into the arms of Sean Lewis. Don't mind that. Hitting the ball down into the ground for a little bit of skip off the Dewey pitch.
Strike, foul target.
There's your chance, though, Rob. Is that the one? Is there going to be another one?
It might be more. It could be at least 30 seconds left here.
There you go. Bodies go. Go, bodies.
Warner looking to cut in. And a good breakup from Marlin Santos. I'll tell you what, he's had a very nice evening. Good piece of skill defending-wise from number 10. But it does allow for this corner kick for Sacramento, and it might be Juan Barahona to take it. Will this be the final opportunity in this game? Sacramento looking to earn 3 points. Ball driven well. Up goes Sacramento, bouncing in the box, and it sails away. Dekel Kanan, and that is it. Ilhelio Araguin blows his whistle, and FC Tulsa comes on the road and escapes with a point. A hard-fought battle between these two sides, and there's no moral victories here. Sacramento may have played the better game, Kevin, but they did not get the 3 points tonight. We'll have your final highlights, your stats, and final thoughts, of course, from Kevin Goldthwait. Drew Skundrich with an absolute sensational goal in the first half, but it was Rodrigo de Costa from FC Tulsa to equalize in the 78th. Don't go away. We'll continue with our postgame show after this here on ESPN Plus in My 58.
Sections 110 and 111. All fans are welcome on the field and will enter through the northwest and northeast corners by sections 110 and 111. Fans, Sac Public home goal scorer this year. Ravens will donate $50 to the California Foundation for Agriculture in the Classroom and a Learn About Ag start into one local school. With tonight's one goal, that makes tonight's total $50 and one Ag starter kit courtesy of Ravens. Customer fans will be opening up the gates to come on the field here shortly. Again from sections 110 and 111, the northeast and northwest entrance. 110 and 111.
But once we got that one goal, we should have gone to deep. We went too much on offense. They're only playing three guys. They got too tired. Yeah, they did. They subbed the front, they didn't sub the back.
How can they have a tie?
You can't expect three guys.
How can they have a tie? 10 years old be going to overtime and such that. How can you have a tie?
Find that tired guy.
Keep changing, don't.
Fans are reminding the games are going to be open up here shortly for post-match fireworks. And you can enter and exit onto the field through the northwest and northeast corners by sections 110 and 111.
All applause to the crowd from Mark Briggs and the rest of the Republic staff as the Tower Bridge Battalion and the rest of these fans here at a sold-out night at the park cheering on their boys. It felt like 3 points was in the grasp, Kevin Goldthwait, and it just slipped away in the 78th minute. Let's get a look at the highlights from this one, powered by Smud. Early on, Sacramento on their front studs, the press was there, the looks were there, and just a lot of great buildup from Sacramento, and you could just feel it coming, and finally Drew Scungin with just an absolute worldie.
Yeah, starts with Hayden Sargent's great ball and a great job by Juan Barahona too. You know, 2 passes, it falls in the back of the net, but really good job. Just the composure by Scungin here is really what strikes me as an important piece to look at here. The composure, the patience, and a great finish.
Sacramento would continue to have their chances. Sam Warner, but Sean Lewis, applaud to him, probably the man of the match for FC Tulsa this evening.
Yeah, really, in my opinion, kept Tulsa in this game, kept it from being 3 or 4 for Sacramento, which is a couple really good saves from the goalkeeper.
And FC Tulsa nearly giving this one away. Villian Bijev probably wants that one back.
I think Villian just misses it. I mean, it's got this little, left to right swerve on it and just sails on him a little bit. If he gets his knee over a little bit more, I think that thing's in the back of the net far post. And here's another really good opportunity. I love the combination play between Kamawasa and Rodrigo. And Rodrigo just off balance, can't get enough behind it. But just look at this pressure together. And then you go immediately. One pass, and you got a shot on target.
And that's a tough angle there as Bourgeois got back to make at least a slowdown. And then this was a ball from Maloto, finding DaCosta. Just a fantastic ball to break the line. And a step slow, Mahoney not able to recover.
Honestly, though, great ball by Maloto, by the way. Just perfect weight and really good first touch here in the finish. And that was really the only full chance, I think, in my opinion, that SC Tulsa had all night.
I mean, look at this, 16 shots, 8 on target for Sacramento tonight.
That's 16-4, 8-2. I mean, I think it just shows right there that the dominance that Sacramento had. But end of the day, the only thing that matters is the final score. And we've got 1-1 tonight, draw, opening night.
And final stats brought to you by Toyota. But you're right. I mean, we've talked about stats here and there, but at the very least, you do get a draw tonight. And here is our power image of the match. And it's the opening look, and 2 17-year-olds in that picture. I think they're going to cherish this one for a long time in their first professional starts.
Good debuts for those 2 guys tonight. And really excited. I mean, what I'm walking away with, I'm pretty optimistic and excited to see how this team can kind of grow and build on tonight. And, 7 more days until the next one.
All right, your man of the match, real quick, Drew Skundrich.
Oh, for sure, Skundrich. Would that finish? Yeah.
All right, well, upcoming schedule at Las Vegas next week. Goldie and I will have the call from I-58 for you there. And then we'll be in LA on the 21st. Goldie and I will be there for you as well. That's an earlier start, 5 o'clock. And then your favorite night, White Claw Wednesday. Kevin on 325.
What?
It's going to be a fun one here in the booth because Kevin loves his White Claws.
Give me that wild berry.
Yeah. Should be a good one. Great schedule. Not the result everyone was hoping for tonight, but they do get the point. More importantly, 1 point's better than none, Kevin. Simple math here. Thank you, our entire crew on the scene. For our producer, Abe Ponte, for Kevin Sherrod, for Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. We will see you a week from now. Sacramento lead this one 1-1. They'll pick up a point after battling here with FC Tulsa in the home opener. So long, everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you 7 days from now.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.